So what have I sensing? I want to fix this zip, and it is applicable to trouser and any kind of trouser. So this is the easiest and the most simplest way. So this is the right leg of the pants, Abby. Okay, left leg, Abby. Right leg, and this is the left leg. So right and left. So we start with the right one first. So, and this is the two zipper case. What is it called? So we'll start with this big one. Now measure the zip length. So to know your zip length, so now this is about 9.5 inches. No, so this zipper opening for an adult, you can go for 7 or 6.5. So but for me, I'll be going for 6.5. 6.5 is okay for me. So, and again, some people will stitch their zipper above this hook here, this stopper here, but for me, I prefer to stitch it below this stopper so that whenever you are trying to open your zip, that's the function, to stop it and it won't run out easily. But if you stitch it here, it might cut into this sewing and lose the zip after you've cut out. But the best way to do is just to maintain this still here to stop the zip itself. So now this is what we are trying to get. After fixing the zip, it will face like this. It will be like this and like this. So you place it right like this, like this. So we stitch this part like this, and it is going to be like this. So how will we do that? So once you face it here like this, and don't forget this stopper here, that's where we are going to place below this 6.5 here like this. Okay, sorry, above this 6.5. This is 6.5 here. So the stopper will be above it about 1/2 inch or 0.75. So to me, I have it here. I have it here like this. So then I will place this flap here. I'll place it on it and make sure it is slightly below this zipper to cover the zipper. That's the function here. So don't forget, we are stopping our sewing here. This is 6.5 point here. So you mark it here too. So you go to your sewing machine, then you sew both the zip and the flap and the trouser together. So maintaining this till above this 6.5 here. So let's go. Make sure it is set properly. So let me do it again. This 6.5, this is still here. So I only need to move up a bit. Make sure it is above this 6.5, because when you are trying to sew the zip, the flap at the end of the day, if this curve you are trying to make it this steel, it won't work. So you have to be below the steel so that you'll be able to cuff it round. So let's go. So 6.5 points here, then so you go to your sewing machine, then you sew. So what are we sewing now? We are sewing So we are sewing the zip and the cover and the trouser crotch together. So you are sewing, make sure you sew very close to this zip edge here, very close, not at least 1/4 inch. So this 6.5 here, you stop at that point. Stop at this point here. It's very so you stitch it back and forth, then you stop. So this is for this part like this. This part is done. So this part is done like this. So again, don't forget, come back here, measure this sewing again, be sure it's 6.5 or whatever you use. So this 6.5 here, you mark it on the left side of the trouser, so that one will be facing down like this. So you mark the 6.5. Make sure it is not more than 6.5 or less than 6.5. If not, there will be imbalance when you are fixing it together. So this 6.5 here. So you bring this one with stay. So the other one too, it has stay, but the stay are different. So you place this to a little bit longer than the 6.5 here. So then you sew from the 6.5 points. Make sure it's exactly 6.5. So you sew. So you sew about the same measurement with that one. So back stitch, then you go. Make sure you are not forcing the two together. Make it move on its own. So back stitch again. Then after that, you top stitch this. So when you are top stitching this, you make sure you are stitching so not this way, not this way, not this way, this way. So you start stitching from the point where you stop sewing, then and still very close to the edge, and we are stitching on this crotch, this flap, not the trouser. So at the very edge, this is what will make it flip over. So the better or the neater it be, the better it will be when you are trying to join it together or flip it over. So we stitch it. So now this is where the magic begins. So we've joined this to the left leg. So you now place this right leg right on this left leg. At this point, you have to pay attention to what's going on here. So this must be equal at the edge here. At this edge, it must not be like this or like this. It must be equal at the same line and the same range, very straight together. While once this one is straight here, while this zip here, this place, this one, you have to bring it on this about 1/4 of an inch. So that means we won't be placing it like this. It will be above this about, we have to like adjust it to come on this about 1/4, not like this or not, yeah, like this. So the more it comes in, the more it's going to overlap when you are trying to turn it to the right side. So 1/4 of an inch is okay, half is too much and this is too small, so you are trying to fix it somewhere here. So that means the way I folded it here, can you see the way I folded this? So this is okay. So this line that I folded here, you bring the line on this 1/4 I marked here. So but make sure when you are doing it, look at this place, you have to be very careful. So to me now, what I have here is too much. Can you see? This is about even more than half. So you adjust it back here. So this is better like this. It's sitting on the flap with 1/2 of an inch. So you have to make sure it's equal. It's equal at the top here, and it's sitting on this by 1/2 of an inch, or 1/4 of an inch, sorry. So like this. So all the way down. Don't mind this edge here. Don't mind what's going on here. Focus on what is going on here. So make sure this is overlapping this by 1/4 of an inch, and it's straight at the top here. So you hold it down, the same thing, all the way down here like this. So then straight up here. You have to be very careful about this up. So then go to your machine. Go to your machine. Then you stitch. You stitch. So you stitch. Stitch it together. So once that is done, we are about to be done. So once that is done, the next thing for you to do is to flip it like this. Flip it like this. So once you flip it like this, you grab this point here, make sure it's like this. So and you place this on it to like this. What we are trying to do is to make this handles sit on each other like this, to sit on each other like this, as if you want to join it together. Then you join it the way it should be. So make sure it's flat. The way it's flat here, that's the way it should be flat here too. So it should be sitting above this. So now put your hand on this metal. So what you are going to stitch is below. Start from below this metal, not above the metal. Below it like this. So definitely at this point where we stop here, so you can come down a bit. So I make sure it's sitting flat, then you stitch the two together. Stitch the two together like this. So this place you have to stitch it with a very tight stitch. Very tight stitch. Make it tight so that it won't rip off easily. So and double stitch, back stitch, then you go. So you go, once you get here, you stop. So what's the lap? This lap is 20 something, but that doesn't mean, so once you get to about 0.75 or half, mostly I use half, so I stop by half here. So what I'm trying to say is that once I get to this point here, I stop. I won't show it completely downward like this, so I stop here. So once I stop here, then we've completely sewn the zipper together. So this is the final. Don't care about this, just don't worry about this. It's okay, since you've joined it together, it's okay. So this is the way it should look after you are done with everything. This is the way it should look after you are done with everything. So you iron it very well, make sure it's ironed and your zipper is ready. So not completely ready, but at least you are halfway done. So halfway done. Once you have fixed the zipper, you know what to do. You fix your band. You fix your band if it is trouser, you fix your band. But this is a native trouser that has front elastic band and rubber at the back. Let me show you. I'm coming. So this was the final fitting of the zip will be like. So this is what the final fitting of the zip will look like. This is another one I've done. So after you are done with it, so this is what the final look like. So for this, I have to fix the zip. Make sure you like, subscribe, and share. Thank you.